You're in good company.
Mine's half white.
You're in good company. Half white. I love it.
All right. How many of you guys are Aikido guys? How many of you guys are Judo guys? So we got, okay. I actually want to play off of Russell, because I already used your lesson once. And I want to play off of Chuck's lesson on stepping and walking. And he asked me, I think it was you, what's the first thing we start teaching beginners with working ashiwaza, footwork? And I said, walking. Right? Walking. And then we went on to discuss the fact that there is a judo walking kata. It's old, but you should watch it. But everybody's been through the walk, because most of you done Aikido and Judo and all that stuff. So think about all the principles of walking. Are your heels supposed to touch the ground? No. How many of you walk around with your heels touching the ground? Okay? Pay attention to the basics when you're moving. It's critical. And if Carl was here and he saw you touching your heels, especially me, okay, I got yelled at. Why?
Because we're not supposed to touch the mat.
Why?
Break a leg.
Break a leg. Okay?
Get your leg broken, goddammit.
Think about the surface area of your feet.
Wait up your fucking heel. I just want you to feel it all, Bob.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's Nick with a K. Capital K. All right. Think about if you had feet the size of mine. 14 4Es. Thank goodness you don't. Okay? But if I've got my foot flat on the ground, I've got my weight on it, and I try to spin it and rotate it, it's not going to give. There's no give in this system. So if somebody bumps you wrong and your weight's dead on your feet, something's going to snap, crackle, or pop. And it hurts. Don't know if you've ever been there before, but it hurts. I can promise you that. Okay? So if your weight is off your heels, doesn't mean you can't touch your heels, but if somebody hits it, it's going to spin and rotate. And that's just enough to save a ligament, save a tendon, save a couple of weeks sitting on the side with ice packs. All right? So always, always, always pay attention to that. And it's easy to spot your students doing it. It's a lot easier to spot your students than spot yourself. Everybody I've worked with today has caught themselves doing something they always tell other people not to do. You've got to be mindful of that stuff. But anyways, I want you to take your walk. Where's Greg?
I'm filming you.
Why isn't your gi on? You know I can't teach without you.
I'm moving.
Out the door. You don't need him.
Whose school am I in?
All right, you're on the deck.
Anyways, Kyle, if I can borrow you. Okay, I want you not to hold the grips. I want you just to hold shoulders, biceps, just hold me, whatever's comfortable. Okay, and we're just going to do a little drill, thinking about what Chuck said with walking and doing that little goblet step. Okay, and stepping in and stepping to the side and stepping forward and stepping backward. Okay, and I want you just to dance together for a little bit. But I want you to pay attention to your partner's feet and when they touch the ground. So you know where his body weight is and where it's being transferred to. So we're just going to walk, and all I do when I randori with people is listen to their feet. I want to know where his weight's shifting. Now we're doing the Waddell thing. We're tick-tocking because we're matching steps. And any old school judo guy will tell you never walk and match steps. Well, that's what I always do. Because now he can't change his rhythm without telling me. If he tries to do something weird, I'm going to automatically react to it because his hands are going to move different, his feet are going to move different, and his rhythm's going to move differently. And then I have to learn to react to that correctly. So we've got some offense and defense stuff going on in here that we're training our brain. And now, how do I get him to come off balance without disturbing the force and create throws? So without all this referencing of in the way, now we can start listening and paying attention to what's going on. Oh my gosh. And a throw might happen. Somebody might fall down. But now let's go back to the walking and think about how to turn. Did you see that? Did you see the top or the bottom? Did I pull him around? No. All I did was pigeon toe in. I create a small circle around the barber pole, and some of my guys at Denton call it the stripper pole. Okay? And then he's going to take the big step around the outside. Now, can I do anything at that point? No. But I created a great opportunity to make a different movement. I don't want to come around the corner and chase him into a throw because they end up pushing him backwards. But I can come around the corner here and turn around the different direction. Or I can just move and catch a foot. Or I can just move and turn my body. And now I'm practicing judo, I'm practicing aikido, I'm practicing all kinds of cool stuff just by moving and paying attention and knowing where his feet are in space and time. Oops, I hate it when that happens. See, just by simple movement, keep your feet inside your hips. Okay, turn, turn. And now he's trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. See? Oh, there we go. Now, one person usually is leading the dance. Okay? And one person's usually following. Then you got to figure out when to take that away, because he will step so you can take that away and change that relationship. And it becomes a really fun game. But don't be strong up here. Now, you advanced guys that do this already, let's add one little piece. Now I want to go to one of Nick's lessons. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use any power in my hands, but I'm going to use the power of my fingers to manipulate a shoulder. Just by pushing the skin, being very soft and subtle. And if I do that and I keep walking, it really messes people up. Okay? Just little soft touches, little experimentations, little touches. Keep your feet inside. Walk like you're playing Aikido, but none of this. Okay? And just move with your partner and float. And I think your brain's going to go, oh, this is weird. Oh, this is cool. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Try it. Play with that for a little bit. Your tendency is to go right over there. You do this every time. Okay. You're predictable. Okay? Now watch what happens when he speeds up and starts to run over there and set something up with me.
Whoa.
If I try to match steps with him, I'm dead in the water. Because I'm bigger, it takes my recovery steps longer to catch up with ease. And he'll own me. See? Go ahead and do it again. See, if I take a slow step, now all he has to do is pull me in. But if he starts to move somewhere, you can go anywhere you want. I don't care. Ooh. Whoa. If I shorten my steps and I start moving into his center, just feeling where he's moving and not trying to fight him, he comes around the circle like I'm taking a whip around, and I'm going to pop him. And you can't do that if you're off balance. And when you're off balance, when you're out here. But when you're in here, if you ever watch some of Carl's tapes, when he starts getting small-footed, look out. Okay? Because he'll start moving. He didn't want to go. Okay? Then I start moving. Whoa. My fault. I said sorry. Damn.
Where's Moose? He should be out here.
So think about that as they start moving. Don't get more defensive. Get lighter. Get further on the edge of the world. Make yourself more vulnerable. Be quick. So be careful. But don't let people take off from you and try to stop them with power. Stop them with movement and keep those feet inside and keep your turns working off those steps. Any questions? Does that make sense? Takes a while to figure out because you're going to get thrown a lot. Promise, that's how I got thrown a lot. Okay, because I had to stay on the edge of the world all the time. Carl wouldn't let me settle into my comfort zone. Get out of that world, get yourself off balance, then learn to recover from that. Okay? Thank you. Greg?